Good afternoon. My name is Julius Oyola. I am a teacher by profession. I teach secondary school students. I'm a teacher of mathematics and business studies. This afternoon, I want to talk to candidates that are going to sit for the examination beginning next week. I want to talk about business studies. The paper constitute of two examinations, paper 1 and paper 2. I will give brief overview both the papers, so that when a candidate go for the exam, he knows what is expected of him or her. Now, paper 1 comprise of short answers questions. It is numbered 1 to 25. Number 1 to 25, with marks allocation ranging from 1 mark to 5 marks. Some will be 4 marks, 3 marks, 2 marks, and the total up to 100 marks. So what you score in the paper is 1 marks. The language of the exams of this paper 1, you'll meet concepts like outline, state, give, mention, highlight, outline. So these are some of the statements that we're likely to meet across number 1 to 25. Now, basically, there are some extensions like outline circumstances or give circumstances. So such a question is a conditional question, and it requires you to be very tactical. There are items that the examiner is looking, so you must start your answer, or there are certain words that must appear somewhere in your answer. Like when you're asked to outline 4 circumstances under which a buyer will want to buy direct from the producer. So you have to talk about in case before you mention any point where, when, if. So those are very key statements that must appear. Now in this paper, you are required to give short brief description of the points that you are giving. You're not supposed to explain long in paragraphs, and at the same time you must avoid one word answers, like when you're asked to outline factors that one will consider transporting his or her goods by rail, then you give, for example, urgency. urgency, speed, time, that one you're not getting it right. You must give a brief description. When goods are required urgently, when time is a factor, so you have to at least mention something besides the factor that you're talking about. At least 3 words. Leave, don't talk about things like capital. Talk about availability of capital. Availability of adequate capital or adequate capital. When you're told to outline factors to consider when starting a business, outline 3 factors to consider when starting a business, then you write capital. It's not right. You must talk of availability of capital or availability of adequate capital, availability of skilled labor. Don't just talk of skilled labor. Availability of skilled labor or skilled man, or availability of adequate supply of labor, availability of appropriate labor. You must look at the choice of your words so that the examiner, you entice the examiner at a distance. At a glance, he has already seen the point. And bring your point quite early. Don't start with a lot of words, then you give the point at the end. You give the examiner easy, difficult time. So entice the examiner, the marker, the very onset. Outline. Yeah, there are questions like other than the mechanisms of market. Outline other methods of determining the price of commodity. Then you have tendering, haggling, or auctioning, government policies that like taxation, subsidies, and price control. You must mention something. Like if you want to talk about taxation, increase taxes lowers the prices of the commodity and hence increases the price of commodity and then reduces the demand for the commodity. So this is not the time to mention a lot. You avoid one answer questions, and at least you must mention something and you don't over explain. Yeah. Then when I want to talk about paper 1 will mirror for you quite a number of accounting concepts. The most popular one is the balance sheet. Yeah, you will see questions on balance sheet. You are required to make some correction on a given balance sheet. Maybe the title is not well corrected. You know that balance sheet is a statement and you're seeing DR and CR. It's supposed to be as at a given date. Then you're talking of for the given period. So you must do those corrections. You see, okay, balance sheet is a representative bookkeeping equation. Asset is equal to capital plus liability. On the part that they've chosen to list, either it is on the right hand side or the left hand side, they have chosen to list assets. Then you also see capital appearing. Take capital on the other side because it's obeying the law of the bookkeeping equation. Then if you're supposed to prepare a new balance sheet, prepare it clean with the correct arrangements of the items. If you are told to outline the order of permanency, fixed assets, identify the fixed asset, furniture is existing, land is existing, house, tractor. Then current assets, cash is the most current, stock, debtors. Then you give your totals, come to the other side, give outline of the capital, then long-term liability, then current liabilities. Long-term are basically loan existing 1 year. This is a long-term liability. You are scoring. Then ensure your work is neat. Avoid crossing because there are no extra spaces. Ensure your work is clean, presentable, and you follow the instructions. Otherwise, I wish you the very best in paper 1 of business studies, candidate of 2020-2021. Thank you so much.